Hey everyone, Jackie here, and welcome back to Women Kickball's YouTube channel. And today's video is going to be about WOSO updates. So those of you who don't know, WOSO just stands for Women's Soccer. I've actually gotten asked about that before. So there's quite a bit of updates. But before we get into that, I did want to remind you all that if you subscribe to the Women Kickball's newsletter, you actually get free updates on women's soccer. And I have some really cool upcoming giveaways that I'm announcing this weekend, so you don't want to miss out on that. Newsletter subscribers are the first to know about everything, and you actually get a free sticker when you subscribe, a handwritten note, and a trading card. So that's pretty cool. You don't want to miss out on that, so check out the link right here or in the description box to do that. And as an independent sports journalist, my goal is actually to reach 5,000 email subscribers by the end of this year. So if you're not joined on the newsletter, you can definitely be a part of that and get some really cool stuff. Alright, so now for the WOSO updates, let's get right into it. So first off, we're going to start with the Chicago Red Stars, as their Board of Governors voted to approve the sale of the Red Stars to an ownership group led by Laura Ricketts. And so for those of you who know the history of the NWSL, this has been in the works for quite a bit. And the other two teams right now that are still up for sale are OL Reign and the Portland Thorns. So we should be hearing more on that soon, but that's the latest for the Red Stars. So the NWSL regular season has been filled with so many wild moments, and last weekend marked week 18 of the regular season. And so for San Diego Wave, it was a big deal because not only did they have a really cute puppy in their press conference, but their 1-0 win over the Houston Dash officially put them in the first place of the NWSL standings. So we'll see if they'll be able to maintain that spot as we get down to the wire of the regular season. And speaking of the Houston Dash, they also parted ways with head coach Sam Lady after the game, and so in a press conference with general manager Alex Singer, they mentioned how they were lacking in some areas where they had just higher expectations for Sam's role. And so the press release on this was actually very short, but it just sounds like they wanted higher results as the team is in 10th place. And so now Sarah Loden will take over as interim head coach. And additionally, the Dash also announced today that Ebony Salmon was transferred to Ashton Villa FC for an undisclosed fee, so she'll actually be returning back to England. And now for the Player of the Week. So Thembi Kitlana was named as the Player of the Week in Week 18 as she scored the game-winning goal for Racing Louisville against the Portland Thorns. And this was a big deal because that 2-1 win for Racing was actually their first ever club win against the Thorns, and it was also Thembi's first goal back since the World Cup, so that was definitely a huge milestone for her. All right, now we're going to get into some U.S. Women's National Team updates, as it was recently announced that Julie Ertz was retiring from soccer. And although she had this very abrupt end to her career as the World Cup was her last game with U.S. Soccer, she then wasn't going to be returning to Angel City. So it was announced by U.S. Soccer earlier this week that her final game will now be on September 21st. So she's making a very short return. The U.S. Women's National Team is actually playing a pair of friendlies against South Africa this month, and so it'll have two back-to-back departures of Julie's game on the 21st and then Megan Rapinoe's final game on September 24th. So bring the tissues, because this is definitely going to be a sad girl moment for these two incredible players as they mark the end of their career with U.S. Soccer. Alright, now we're going to get back into some NWSL stuff. So the Challenge Cup is actually taking place this weekend, and the North Carolina Courage have 9 wins in the tournament, making head coach Sean Nahas the winningest head coach of the tournament, which is only, I think, like 3 years old. So it's still in its early formats. And so tomorrow, the North Carolina Courage will be hosting Racing Louisville, and it'll take place at 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and then, of course, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So putting in the Pacific Standard Time for all of my West Coast friends. And you can watch this game live on CBS and Paramount+. Alright, so we're going to close out today's video with some NWSL updates in general, because today NWSL Commissioner Jesse Berman spoke to the media to share some updates and milestones about the growth of the league ahead of the Challenge Cup tournament. So in terms of attendance, the NWSL has recorded over 1 million fans. I'll put the total number right here. And this is for the regular season, which actually marks the second straight regular season to host over 1 million fans, and comes with there still being 4 weeks left of the regular season. And Jessica also mentioned how by 2026, there'll be 2 more expansion teams in the NWSL. And with the Bay Area and the Utah Royals set to play in 2024, they actually had expansion teams of 53 million, and so this next round of expansion teams will be pretty high as well. So on that note, I asked Jessica about what those funds will look like to further support the players, as those current salary rates are a minimum of $36,400 with a maximum cap at $200,000 per player. Thank you. Hi, Jessica. Jackie Gutierrez at Women Kickballs. Just in speaking about the growth and expansion of the league as a whole, I mean, obviously these expansion fees of $53 million and more are very high. And so I was just wondering if you have any insight on how they're being used to benefit the players, or will it be some sort of report summary that breaks that down for us? Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, everything that we're doing, whether it's directly compensation related or investing in marketing and brand building or building out infrastructure to ensure that there's tools and resources from a human resources perspective on reporting on issues of culture or abuse. Everything that we're investing in is for the players. The entire value proposition of our league is to ensure that we're providing a place where players can thrive and that we can be a destination for top talent to want to play in our league. And so that is what the resources are being used for. All of what we are doing is being invested in the future of the league and our players.
Or a quick follow-up, just in terms of like the salary caps, is there an update or just kind of a timeline of when maybe that'll be announced?
No update or timeline today, except that I guess I could share it is one of the many things that's being discussed as we think about our future and as we think about how we ensure that we are a destination for top talent, both domestically and internationally.
Definitely. Thanks so much. Appreciate your time. Those are all the updates for now, but don't miss out on the Challenge Cup this weekend, which will be really exciting to watch. And additionally, if you found this video helpful, it'd be so great if you can give it a thumbs up or even subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. As an independent creator, this helps out so much. So if you also like to stay connected on social media, you can check out these platforms here. And I also have a Patreon channel where every Wednesday I release an exclusive behind-the-scenes videos of what it's like being in the soccer industry as an independent journalist and a content creator. So if you want to get access to those videos, I'll put the link in the description box as well. So I hope you all have a good weekend enjoying the Challenge Cup, and see you back here next Friday.